Welcome to Evansville, Indiana. A lot of great concerts happened here over the years. Well, this day in 1986, Ozzy Osbourne and Metallica were booked to play here. I was a little too young to experience this place. I never went to shows here, but I've heard great stories. This place has really been out of commission, I think, for the last 15 years at least. As you see down there, that's where the stage is. Solid foundation, but everything's in rough shape. City, a lot of people have been talking about bringing it back. I believe the capacity at one point was 8,500 people. There's a ticket booth. I know people that were at these amazing shows, and I just lived through them through stories. Metallica was the opener for Ozzy in 1986. Metallica was doing their Master of Puppets tour. James Hetfield and Kirk were always skateboarders, and they always had their boards with them. Unfortunately, Metallica did not play that night. After James broke his arm, a lot of people were saying they were still going to play because all their stage gear was on. They had all the crosses from the Master Puppets. You can see their entire stage backdrop brought out and put on stage, plus their drums, the drum riser, all these things that were out there. So no one knew that they weren't going to play. They just kind of thought, oh, well, he's still going to sing. Kirk can handle it. Or maybe their guitar tech, John Marshall. 8 o'clock rolls around. Cliff and Lars walk to the stage, and they announce they're not playing because James broke his arm skateboarding down this hill back here. But it's just Cliff and Lars, and they're like, sorry, James broke his arm. And then Cliff was like, yeah, so Ozzy's going to play an extra long set for you guys to make up for this. We apologize. And then as soon as Cliff says that, people were throwing plastic cups at Cliff and hit him right in the face. And then 2 months later, the man dies in a bus accident, and it's terrible. All the local people who came to see Metallica, which in 1986, man, Ozzy was great, and he still is. Rest in peace. He just died like 4 days ago. Metallica, I know how I was as a kid about Metallica, I still am as an adult. But them and the rise of Master of Puppets in 86, dude, you couldn't tell kids nothing. I know, at that time, Ozzy was on the Ultimate Sin tour, and that was a killer album. Jakey Lee rules. But Master of Puppets, over that for sure. As you can see, it is very humid. It's 84 degrees today. This day in 1986, it was probably the same, you can imagine. There's plenty of accounts of Ozzy throwing buckets of water in the pit. I think at some point there was a garden hose brought out and he sprayed the whole crowd. While you entered here and got your tickets and found your seats, everyone knew that this was where you went on this side over here if you wanted to meet your band, possibly. A lot of online forums and different comments through the years of posting memories of this place. Ozzy played here in, I think, 81 also with Def Leppard. Iron Maiden played here. The Beach Boys played here. Rat played here. Pretty much every 80s rock or metal act or big star at that time played here. There's a little road right here. As you can see, this is the left side. This is the only way in and out of the stage. So people knew that if you hung out down here, there was a chance that you could run into the band you wanted to meet. Right here we have a concession stand. At some point, I'm sure merch was sold over here. Yeah, she's in pretty rough shape. Although, it wouldn't take nothing to do some landscape cleanup, put new seats in, and this thing's ready to rock. For all you Metallica diehards, metalheads, And anyone who knows the story of James breaking his arm, he did it right here on this hill. This is the hill that goes down to the load-in dock. So this is a pretty steep hill. As we're getting down here, the loading dock's right here to the right. I mean, it could have been any one of these paths, but you can see how steep that is. If you're from here in this area, you probably know the story. But for those who don't, I'm making this video. And this is the back area. I mean, this is where I'm standing right here on the path to get down to the stage. This is where all the trucks, buses, all the stagehands, all the crew member, they would come down here. This is the only way in and out. So this is it. It's all run down. Down to the bottom left, where all the green trees and shrubbery is, actually goes down much deeper into the hillside. And this stage, I think, is on top of what would be the green room. You can see there's graffiti over there. People haven't really treated this place good over the years. But the stage is still there. So here's where they load in for the stage. Steep hill going down. Another steep hill going back up to the main road. James could have been going down this hill or down that ramp, or maybe continued on down this hill. James did all right after that, you know. He actually broke it again the following year. I actually met James 2 years ago in Detroit. I did not even think to ask him about this story. Shout out to Donut Bank for keeping me going. If you have any stories, any memories, you went to a show here, I could list all the bands that ever played here and I would still miss them. So if you saw a show here, leave a comment and let's just keep this community going. There's something going on here where they're trying to bring this place back, and it would be great. It'd be good for the community. There's another place in Terre Haute that opened up similar to this that's getting shows now. I think Ted Nugent played there last summer. Another big selling point to bring this thing back. All the parking that you can have right here in this lot. What a concept. A music theater where you can park. This place closed and Robert Stadium got all the shows. And then not long after that, they closed Robert Stadium because they built the Ford Center downtown. There's nothing wrong with the Ford Center, but this place right here, Evansville needs to bring that back. Drop some comments below if you have any memories here, saw any cool bands, or have great stories. And hopefully they do bring this back. That'd be cool. I mean, there's a lot of history here. Share your memories below.